Why? Heckin' owl, thank yous. Thank you. Although we saw 34 months, oh my goodness. Almost 3 years. That's wild. I hope you're all good. Happy Tuesday, happy beginning of stream week time. I can actually do a normal stream week for once. Like, I should be able to, like, I got almost nothing to do tomorrow, so expect a good, Triangle Strategy stream. I doubt I'm gonna have that much Thursday or Saturday, or Thursday. I definitely want to stream Saturday because I'm gonna be at the wedding next Saturday, so obviously can't stream then. But yeah. So, I know it's been a couple weeks since I did a Tuesday stream. I was debating on whether to do this or not, but I'm like, you know what? I missed this content. I should have done it before starting 2, but considering 2 has a lot of the same characters from 1, it even goes back into the past of 1's story. It's like, you know what? Might as well check it out. And there's these like sub-episodes that happen like during the first game. I should have done this before playing 2, but I might as well just do it now. We get a proper farewell to the series, to the duology. I think that would be cool. And that's honestly what I want to do. I have an idea of what to play to replace this game, and I need more action-y games. I've got RPGs galore right now, and I think it would be good to add a little, to spice things up a little bit. So next week, it's this game called Ghost Runner. It's like a high-octane action game. I want to give it, I'll at least give it a shot. Oh, I need VC face on here. So yeah, I'm gonna give this game a shot and we'll see how it goes. I don't think it's too long of a game, but I have 1 and 2, they were super cheap. But I thought it would be good to try something different. Games I don't know too much on, and we'll see what happens. But today, we go back into the great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Potentially for the last time. If we want to keep doing the sub-stories, or, we don't feel like doing them anymore, then we could absolutely say bon voyage, as we did, at the end of 2. So yeah, special content. The Escapades, that's what it was. Oh my god. What are these? Oh, I should have played Ace Attorney 2 with these outfits. Oh my goodness. I'm surprised outfits aren't in the first game. But look at it. Look at this. These alts. I'm not sure about Sholmes with this. But I like the dress. She's cute. Alright. Yeah, we've got some short extra escapades. So yeah, this was random like things. I believe this is, yeah, this is all the first game. Yeah. It's like, you know. It's like we might as well just go through these. So the Rants magazine, Escapades. So in the first of 8 escapades, Ryunosuke finds 2 troublemaking witnesses from his earlier trial having a battle of words in the defendant's antechamber, leading to a real tongue-lashing. Alright. Spoilers about the first game's story. Yes, continue. We're fine. Well, the fact they mentioned the first game specifically, so it's like, yeah, you can play these whenever, even if you played the second. So, November 22nd, 3:08 p.m. Court Judicature to finish Chamber 5.
Just look at my place's treasure now. Myself, I have scrubbed its loved, but the repellent odor of meat will never be repelled from its resplendent surface again.
God, I remember them.
We have it back in your possession at least. You should be grateful, old man. How dare you?
Excuse me, but I just like to get at that Zabuton cushion there if I could.
Huh? Rest assured, you miserable military malefactor, this is not over. Incarceration awaits those who would defraud a senior citizen for his priceless treasures.
Watch your tongue, old man. Mark my words, I won't. Sorry, Sergeant, but can I just get at that Zabuton cushion there as well?
Oh. I won't go to jail. Never.
Imagine if I did.
The next day, my boy would starve without the chain of command in place to provide for him.
Oh my goodness. It's very different angles seeing these two like this.
You should a child to protect yourself. Myself, I call that absolute cowardice.
Oh, really? And who just deployed the old poor defenseless senior citizen tactic? Oh man. The only way to fight an enemy who's using underhand tactics is with a tit-for-tat strategy. Sorry to interrupt again, but I just need to get that Western-style cushion there on this sofa. Please? Can I come through? Help? I wish to not be in the middle of this.
Enough with this insubordination. What do you want, man?
Oh, please, don't mind me.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is this the wide-eyed criminal for the trial before?
Wide-eyed, perhaps a criminal? No.
What is this unhealthy fascination you exhibit with the seating arrangements of others? Why were you peering under the cushion of this unupholstered seat?
Oh, well, the thing is... Any luck? Did you find it? Oh. No, sadly not. I don't think it's here, Kazuma. You really are a liability for Ryunosuke. Damn! Report at once! Have you lost something? Is that it? Yes, we were just on our way to a party to celebrate my friend's victory here when... I realized that my university pin badge was missing. Oh.
A yearly pin badge, you say?
Yes, from my collar here, you see. Affirmative. Uniforms must be kept in prime condition at all times. A missing badge is unacceptable. I thought if I looked around, it would probably turn up somewhere. Like the old tale of the Koban coin and the stake.
Which I am acutely aware.
I'm exhausted my search now, really. Well, the conclusion is that someone must have stolen it. I love that he immediately looks over. Well, don't look at me. I don't just find any old metal objects irresistible, you know. Imagine what would happen if the keeper I know here swallowed something like that. I'm afraid we'll have to give up, Ryunosuke. Still, if you tell the office your student number, they should be able to issue you with a new one. Is it good? Fun story. It reminds me of how my dad, on the last cruise, he ended up losing his cruise card on the ship, and they had to give him a new one with a very special lanyard so that it wouldn't be lost again. It was like a... second. Oh, floating sickness soup. It was funny. I think we made fun of my dad for most of the trip at that point. What's the matter? Don't tell me. Yes, I don't remember my student number. Oh, yeah, that's a problem. No, no, no! That's not what that... Blah! Hey, I didn't get COVID that time. I don't believe it. I mean, this is the second time you lost your badge, isn't it? Third, actually. Oh, klutz. Didn't think you could remember it. You should have made a note of it somewhere. I told you that until I was blue in the face the last time this happened. Yes. I do remember someone telling me something along those lines. Yuna, welcome to us doing like short escapade episodes. It's just random stuff. It was you, was it? Can you remember who told you that you needed to remember it? Well, student numbers are 6 digits, Kazuma. Who can remember 6 whole digits? Blah. What if digits was 1, 2, 3, 4? May isn't exactly a long-established university, you know. All of our numbers are still rather low. I mean, I can understand not remembering numbers, so I don't like being called out. In fact, I only use the last 3 digits. Well, that might help, I suppose. It might help. Inosuke, it's only 3 digits you need to remember. Just 3! Sorry, my brain is such a disappointment.
Yes, well, anyway, young man, myself, I was greatly impressed with you in the courtroom today.
Oh, you mean me?
A lawyer already before you even graduated, and such a loyal friend to this one.
This one? What's that supposed to mean? Damn! I'm being called a nobody. I'll show you. I don't know, I still have much to learn. In fact, that was brought home to me in no uncertain terms only last year. My Achilles heel was spectacularly exposed by my best friend Heel.
Indeed?
What? By me? This is the first I've heard about it. Yes, by Rinosuke Naruhodo. You can't have forgotten, surely. It was last summer, at the speech contest. The speech contest? Ooh, that. I totally know what you're talking about. Contestants had to take it to the stage and deliver a public address on any subject they chose. We were competing to give the most compelling and powerful speech. Yours was great. Oh, and yours was great. It made huge pressure on the audience. Obviously, since I was a budding student of law, I was determined to win. And sure enough, one by one, my opposition fell. When I reached the final at last, I came up against you. Yes, Naomi? Yes, so you did. Not being rude, but when I first laid eyes on you, I thought to myself, this cheeky, wide-eyed no-hoper is out of its depth. He's going to be a pushover. Yuna needs some nourishment? Blah?
What do you mean?
That's your version of not being rude, is it? Well, I paid for my complacency, because it brought on that humiliating defeat. So before they even knew each other... Defeat? How were your ranks compromised? What is that emo? Crying for not wanting for Yuna not wanting nourishment? My speech was going very well, and the audience at the palm of my hand, they hung on my every word. And then, when it came to the very last line,
Yes, what happened at the very last line?
It was supposed to be a climactic end. Unfortunately, I completely fouled it up.
Never.
You mean you stumbled on your words?
Eh.
Spectacularly. Even now, I can't believe I ruined it. Well, what on earth did you say, man? Ryunosuke, you'd better say it. I still can't get my tongue around it. Sure, of course. I can still recall it perfectly. What you said at the end of your speech, or rather, what you intended to say at the end of your speech, was this. So arise, ladies and gentlemen, and applaud our forefathers' plight and the fight for filial piety. What went wrong?
Oh, what indeed? Myself, I see no problem with the pronunciation of these paltry words.
In that case, old man, I invite you to say it yourself.
Very well then, I shall. Ahem. So arise, ladies and gentlemen, and applaud our forefathers' plight and the fight for filial piety. It's impossible!
The arise, ladies and gentlemen part I delivered perfectly. But the next part had me floundering for a whole 5 minutes. Oh, that's awkward. At the end of it, I was on my knees in front of the podium, a blabbering mess. That's when the audience started to heckle you. Arise, arise, they were shouting.
Hell on earth.
Then, of course, this man went and delivered his word-perfect speech with a perfect ending. How did it go again? Let me see. So, my dear fellows, the message is simple. Treat your father and mother with respect. Something like that? I mean, talk about stating the obvious. The fact is, I lost to that speech.
Oh, tongue-tied is the only way to describe it.
Well, it is quite tricky to say, I agree. That final fight for filial piety, especially. Ever since that day, I've had this question whirling around in my head. Why did our forefathers choose such an awkward phrase? Was it to mock their children? I mean, it should never have been called filial piety in the first place. He's tongue-tying himself. Arrgh! At least you're going to Great Britain soon. Might not come up there much. That's silly. Well, anyway, having lost that accursed contest, I came after you to ask a question. How is it that you never trip up on your words? I inquired. You just gave me a broad smile and said, "Seeking fast is my hobby." I mean, really? What kind of a hobby is that? Do you think you could take your hand off of your sword? Besides, just a way to pass the time. He was gonna stab me for that. After that, you started talking at me 10 to the dozen, like you were possessed almost. They're all different angles too. You don't see these angles in the main game. Interesting. Honestly, you can't imagine the shock I suffered that day. You really can't. You're right, I really can't.
Thinking fast
It's just the sort of hobby I'd expect a civilian like you to waste his time on. You have to practice, of course, but there are some simple things to start with. Like this famous one, for example. Switch samurai sword, swipe silently sideways. Switch samurai sword, swipe silently sideways. Oh my goodness.
Ah, yes, even a decrepit tongue in an alien frame such as mine can find its way around that one.
No doubt. It's just a bit of fun, really. I can't imagine anybody would struggle to say it. Uh-oh. Kazuma, how bad is this gonna be? Isn't that right, Kazuma? Yup. Swift samurai blabbering mess by word 2. You can't do tongue twisters. It's not just a samurai. Every good soldier needs to be able to handle a sword. Yeah. I handle my sword just fine. That's why I've been busy teaching Ido the finer points of swordplay. None of this wordplay nonsense, Private. think of it, not long after that, we started to attend lectures together, didn't we? And we got into that debate about family values. Ow! Blah.
I'm just. I don't know what you mean.
And we got into that debate about family values at the sukiyaki place on campus, do you remember? Yes, your argument was full of jokes and puns and wordplay as usual. I remember well. No, dying aloud. Oh, was it? In any case, I swore that I would never let myself forget the shock you gave me back then. And as similar how seriously I took that oath, I decided to wear this. My red... Oh, that's the point of the headband? My red Hachimaki headband. So he... What? The whole point of this headband that defies gravity is just because... Alrighty! Go and do that, Naomi! Pet. But, like, what? The headband is just because of losing the speech? We all agree. Sorry, Kazuma. Yes? You've lost me there, I'm afraid. I don't see the link. What does your red handband have to do with your oath? Because it will always remind me of that smug look on your face as you uttered those tantalizing words. What words? Meet another tongue twister? I practiced and practiced till my tongue bled, but in the end, I mastered it. Mastered what? Oh, I think it's time you heard this, actually. Listen carefully now. Here goes. This is gonna fail. Red headband, lead headband, dead headband. There. Word perfect, see? Okay. Why? No one's paying attention. I'd actually been meaning to ask you about that. About the story behind your headband, I mean. Well, now you know. So that I'll never forget the shock and humiliation of that day. That's why I wear this red headband every single day without fail. Well, I don't know exactly how much of a shock you think you had back then, but it can't be more than a shock you just given me now. Yeah, it feels like such a meaningless headband now. What do you mean? Well, I'm sorry to have to tell you, but the tongue twister I said didn't go the way you seem to have remembered it. Huh? It's just as famous as Swift Samurai Sword, so I can't believe you don't know it, really. Oh no! The headband loses all meaning for him! It goes, red bread pan, lead bread pan, dead bread man. Wait, what? Red bread pan. Ugh! Seems I've knocked some wind out of that headband of yours. Damn! Oh no. It's not too late, Private. You could always start wearing a red bread pan on your head instead.
Your youthful vigors manifest, young man. Your cheeks are glowing redder than your head, Hachimaki.
Why do so many words have to be so similar? Same! So, looking forward to Great Britain then? Where you'll have to deliver speeches in court in English? I suppose I can always shell seashells on the seashore. You just did a tongue twister! What? Okay then. Wow, these aren't that long actually. This might be a short stream, not gonna lie. Oh well. Not a big deal. I might do a short speed just to finish up this. Because what? We're only half an hour and we did one. All right, so this is back on the second episode of the first game. Episode 2, in a first-class cabin. In the second escapade, it transpires that another crime is committed aboard the Escapades. The stakes are high as Sholmes and Stroganoff pursue the culprit, but there's more to the crime than meets the eye. In a first-class cabin. January 6th. Hi. Where's my water? Do I not have any water in here? Oh, I do. There we go. It's almost 2 weeks now since we left Japan. Can't believe how quickly time is gone. So our next port of call will be Shanghai. Who's there? Who could it be at this hour? A detective. A detective? Who? A great detective. I don't get it. What's a great detective? If you would just be so kind as to open the door. Oh, yes, sorry, of course. So they ended up meeting up before he passed out. Or before he was knocked out. Is something wrong, detective? Are you investigating a case? Wherever a great detective goes, great cases occur. Indeed, I am the root of all evil. Sorry? Then I don't think I want you in my cabin. Under our very noses on the steamship, a terrible death has just occurred. What? You noticed, I presume, the brief power failure a short while ago? Oh yes. The power couldn't have been out for more than 10 minutes, though. Indeed, yet that was ample time for this wicked crime to be perpetrated. I see. Well, clearly this case needs investigating. Precisely. The culprit ran away in this direction, down the first-class cabin passageway here. Really? He came this way? I'm quite sure of it. They escaped the attention of the dim-witted crew, but not of the great detective. To that end, I would be obliged if you allow me to investigate here in this cabin. Oh! Well... How curious. Is there some reason why it would inconvenience you to have your cabin searched? Inconvenience me? Well, I'd be lying if I said no. After all... Yeah, there's a stowaway in that wardrobe right over there. It's just me in here, you see? No one else. So I perhaps want to focus your attention on one of the other first-class cabins? As it happens, you are the only first-class passenger present. The other cabins are vacant. Oh! Uh-oh! In trouble. Did that rather tragic rumbling of the stomach arise from within you, my good fellow? Well, of course, as I said, I'm the only person in here. It's not long until dinner time now, so perhaps we could do this afterwards? I do apologize, sir, but it's of the first importance that the investigation is not delayed. Now, if you'll excuse me... Wait, where'd he go? Oh, jeez, he really does just vanish. Oh, he saw him move all the way over there. Yes, without a doubt. If the culprit were to be hiding in this cabin, it would have to be inside this wardrobe. Oh. I shall need to examine this wardrobe thoroughly. I presume you have no objection? I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to decline. Really, you won't find any... Oh, jeez. So one, Sholmes moves really fast. He got there in the blink of an eye. Did those two rather tragic sneezes arise from your good self? Of course they did. I said I'm the only person in here. You have a curious knack of talking while sneezing then? twice no less. This is going to be a tough one to argue. I was watching you quite intently, sir, and I assure you I saw no signs of a sneeze. Currently just gave out his nose. As I was saying, I shall need to examine this wardrobe. We've had it now then. The game's up. Oh boy. The silence. Nobody hiding in there, it seems. What? You seem surprised. No, not at all. Yes, I am. He was in there for sure. I shut the doors on him myself. Oh. More visitors? Who's this now? Excusing me. Excusing me. Oh, Seaman Starganov. Sorry for disturbing, but crime has been committed on board ship. Yes, I heard. Terrible theft apparently. How do you know this? Well, the detective here just informed me, you see. Detective? Yes, I assume you must have asked him to investigate. Detective, could you... Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I am still shocked. I am still shocked about this, about Sholmes's quick feet. He just vanishes in thin air. I must ask you to cooperate with investigation into this crime fully. Uh-oh, he's glaring at the wardrobe already. Well done, you found me. Why? What are you doing hiding in my wardrobe? My good man, I was merely assessing the practicality of concealment in such a place. And I would say that at a push, a human could survive for up to 5 minutes in that cramped space. I was expended there for a fortnight. It's not human. Who are you? Shh! This is the moment of truth. The great detective is about to unveil the sordid details of this wretched crime. You mean to say... Yes, there can be no doubt that the culprit is this terrible theft. Did the dean conceal himself within his wardrobe? What? But that's impossible. He couldn't have done. His best friend was in there the entire time. Or at least, I thought he was. How could you be sure of this? Elementary, my dear fellow. You left behind the most revealing evidence. How else could you explain these three bones? Ugh! What the? He's right. Look at those gnawed bones in there. And 3 of them. The criminal has escaped this time, but I will find him and crush him. Can I ask you something, detective? Yes, of course. I'm always delighted to answer an inquiring mind. In this terrible theft, what exactly was stolen? Huh? What else? Put some steaks on the rib bone. Huh? Did you say steaks on the rib bone? Well, this evening's dinner. 3 rib steaks were stolen from ship's kitchen only short time ago. There was malfunction with generator, and ship was without lights for 10 minutes. Chef who saw criminals said that he ran away down first class passageway. Now I am on his tail. I'm afraid to say, dear fellow, that your man is no longer in this cabin. What? How? Through the cabin door, no less. Having devoured his hull in this wardrobe, the culprit discarded the bones and concealed himself behind the cabin door as you came inside. Then, when attention was turned to the wardrobe, he seized his chance to escape through the open door. What? Make haste, my good man. After the culprit. I shall follow presently.
Hold it!
Hold it! Something troubles you, sir? I think maybe criminal is not running away at all. What are you suggesting? Now I know where the dog is buried, Mr. Asogi. Me? Duh! I think that you are culprit. Everything is falling in places. The criminal that disappeared in first-class passageway, the bones in the wardrobe. All clues are pointing their fingers at you. Don't be ridiculous. I would never. Yes, of course. I established at once that you couldn't be the perpetrator of this crime. Did? Why? How are you so sure? My dear fellow, there are but two things in this world on which one can rely with total certainty. What two things? The first is the word of a great detective, and the second... Oh. The second is the tragic rumbling of an empty belly. Ah! Not again! When I first entered this cabin, there did arise from the gentleman the belly rumbling so odiously tragic that it confirmed beyond all doubt. But the man had not eaten a single rib steak in some time, let alone 3. Where is Ryunosuke in here if he's not hiding in the one spot? I'm so confused. In the trunk, maybe? Why do I have to suffer this humiliation? And I've done nothing wrong! Curses, I will catch that thief. He cannot have gone far. Indeed, assuming he decided against a post-meal constitutional swim. Well, if you will excuse me now, my apologies for upsetting your evening. Alright, bye! Detective, one moment please. Yes. That was a most remarkable deduction. Perhaps you'd be kind enough to tell me your name? Ah, it quite slipped my mind. You have been talking with the one and only... Herlock Sholmes! I see. Well, I'm Cosmo Asogi. I'm a student on my way to Great Britain. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Asogi. Oh, and before I forget... Yes? I feel I should warn you. The cargo is strictly forbidden on this vessel. Oh, Sholmes knows. So you would do well to conceal the stowaway currently lying low under your bed as carefully as possible. Oh. Under the bed. Well, you were wrong, Naomi. Aha! I bid you farewell, then, Mr. Asogi. So Sholmes knew about him even before the crime. Interesting. He's uncovered our secret. I suppose I should have expected nothing less of a great detective. Huh. The way he said that, though, that's definitely concerning, given the context at the time, or given the context we have now. Now then. When did you move in under the bed? Silver! Hello! Like, look at this! We actually have Ryunosuke in the background! For once. I thought we had it when you opened the wardrobe door. Well, it was thanks to that split-second chance you engineered. Dave, what? You distracted him for a moment, remember? Pat Silver, you suggested that you investigate the other cabins instead? Oh yes, he turned to look towards the corridor, didn't he? Pat! Well, I couldn't see what he was doing, of course. For himself, it's now or never, and the next thing I knew, I was under the bed. You really know how to give me a scare, don't you? Anyway, what's all this about the rib steaks, eh? Sorry about that. I've just been so hungry. Ever since we left Japan stuck in a tiny wardrobe? Well, you should know. You're splitting all your meals with me. You must be starving too, surely. Yeah, he is. Right on cue. And there was that power cut before, wasn't there, for about 10 minutes? So it was then. I caught a whiff of the most delicious smell. And I thought to myself, it's now or never. Next thing I knew, I had the steak in my hands. This man just can't help getting himself into trouble. Absolutely. Well, alright, we're hungry. 3 steaks? Thanks to you, 3 crewmen are going to go without tonight. I'm going to go out with the... Can you imagine? It's like unique... It's unique poses, and I like that. No, it was just the one. What? I only took 1 rib steak from the kitchen, that's all. But I don't understand. Hey, I'm not that selfish. If I'd stolen 3 steaks, I'd at least toss 1 your way. I'm not your pet dog. Well, in that case, who stole the other 2? Was it the detective? Do you think... Could there be a ghost on board? A meat-loving ghost? There can only have been a single bone in the wardrobe where Yuneski moved under the bed. Wow! Shom stealing himself. Hey, he got smarter over time. I'm doing good. We're just chilling. This can be a very chill stream. All we're doing is just the escapades that I kind of missed after being the first game. Something I should have done, but we're doing it now. This is our farewell to the games before we start something new to replace this next week. Which means that the other 2 bones could only have been put there by 1 very flesh and blood person. What's so funny? We're on a haunted ghost ship. Great detective or a great mischief maker? Either way, I think I might spend a little more time getting to know that man. Yeah, you would definitely get to know that man a little more. Great Airlock Shomes. Oh, you sorta got the name right. I like the unique poses they have, though. It's weird, like, they put so much extra effort into the first game compared to the second. Like, the first game had anime scenes. They had all this extra content. You know, it's like... It feels like they just kinda... Like, they just wanted to finish the story for the second game. But I guess the second game has costume options, so I don't know. It's weird. Okay, episode 3 at the British Supreme Court. This escapade takes place as Ryunosuke and Susato. No worries, Silver. This is just a chill night. Ryunosuke and Susato visit Lord Stronghold to report on the outcome of Mr. Natsumi's trial. They find a flustered Inspector Gregson attempting to solve a very taxing problem before his time runs out. So this is after the third, after our first case. Yes. February 26th. Here we are again. Every time you visit here, the atmosphere in this place seems to get more and more overbearing. Just think, we could be at home with Mr. Sholmes and Iris having a nice, cozy breakfast. We have a duty to report the outcome of the case, especially since we're guests here in Bryn. Oh, take care, Yuna. Big hugs for you. So I'm afraid this visit couldn't have been avoided. I suppose not. But is there even anyone here? I could hear a pin drop in this place. It's too solemn for its own good. It's very quiet, isn't it? The only sound is the ticking of the great clock as it keeps perfect time. Oh. That's a change. What was that, I wonder? The usual comforting sound of the clock seems to have been joined by a less comforting shuffling sound today. You're right, something's disturbing the rhythmical ticking. It sounds rather like an unfit middle-aged man running from pillar to post, clumsily. Who you calling a vent? Oh, Inspector Gregson, what are you doing here? What am I? Is it flaming obvious? Oh, there he is. 58 seconds remaining, Inspector. Want to talk later, Sunshine? Sunshine? Good morning, Lurk Strongheart. Wow, he's really looking fiercely in his pocket watch today. And good morning to you. Is this so early in the day? Oh, yes. Well, I mean, it's about the other day. We are to deliver our report, Lord Strongheart. As our dealings with Mr. Natsume are now over. Yes, the little Japanese man. I cast my eyes over Van Zeek's report. You can still hear him running around. I must say, the outcome surprised me. I thank you for your job well done. You're too kind, my lord. It's not here, it's not there, it's not over there either. I hope you don't mind me asking, but what exactly is this Spectre doing? He's been carrying around between the bookshelves looking beside himself with worry. He's looking for a particular work, Lion's Pride. Now there's an all too familiar title. I heard it was a popular title, so I obtained a copy for the rental library. However, I wasn't able to maintain my interest, so I soon cast it aside. Oh, yeah, the video so far. I love the random sharks. It just looks so silly. I would grab items so much more than he did, though. I'll say that. I happened to notice a vacant spot on one of my shelves at the time, so I duly stowed the book there. Fortunately, I no longer remember where that was. Nope, not there, not here either. Come on, where are you lions hiding? It's just gonna cut back to him so often. The book is due back today, so I've asked Gregson to locate it for me with his investigative promise. Inside 5 minutes. I must say, I've never seen anyone working so hard to find something. He's like a man possessed. Ah, yes, that's because this month's salary is staked upon the outcome. What? Well, that's fucked. At whose instigation? Let me guess, this stony-faced lord. And the 5-minute time limit? What's the significance of that? There is none. Just my vulgar, mischievous spirit showing itself, I'm afraid. Wow, what a dick! I mean, we know how much of a dick he is now, but I wouldn't have thought of it back then. Oh, by your own admission. I can't. My feet are killing me. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up, Inspector. Yarr! Which means that next month you will work unpaid and have no days off. Wow! No, no days off. The birds! That's cruel. Oh. There really are just so many books here. It's overwhelming. For some, perhaps, I purchased every book new or old on the subject of law from all over the globe. I might have believed it a few short decades ago. A place like this couldn't have existed. What do you mean, Inspector? When I was a lad, no one ever dreamed of buying books. Oh, I see. Western books are such luxury items, I suppose, with the leather covers and fancy bindings. No, that's not it. Oh. There was a tax on paper, see? Oh. On paper? Yeah, I mean, it was abolished about 30 years back now, but it used to be the case. There was tax levied on any kind of paper. So obviously, then most folks couldn't afford to buy any books at all. Ah, so is that why places like the rental library you mentioned before came to existence, sort of Strongheart? Oh. So rental libraries was just because of a paper tax. Huh. Indeed. Vestiges of the paper tax system, you could say. The general public consider books as items for hire. London is home to a vast lending library of some 3.5 million books. Sheesh, that's a lot. I couldn't hope to read all that even if we were reincarnated 10,000 times. I would choose to rent a book rather than purchase it, if I knew when I would read it infrequently. Huh. I mean, a smart man. If you're not going to read it often, don't buy it. A rental's much better. The subject of tax has actually surprised us already in the last few days. Came up with Ansame's trial. Seems that the window in this room was filled in due to some kind of window tax. That would be true. Fortunately, the window tax was abolished here some 40 years ago. Sadly, in the East End in particular, many windowless houses remain. Prince always had a bit of a thing for tax and stuff. Whatever they can tax, they tax. Sugar, salt, tea, coffee, you name it. Candles, beards. How do you tax beards? Wait, sorry? What was that last one? Did you say beards? Yup, the beard tax. Never heard of it? No! I never heard of something like that! Never! Why should people have to pay money just because they let their facial hair grow? May well ask. Because it makes them look self-important. The Naruhodos will have a strict family policy, no facial hair, I think. The beard tax was confined. Oh, duly noted, Sober. Duly noted. You can relax. The beard tax was confined to the annals of history long ago. Even so, it's clearly something the British really love. Paying taxes, I mean. Imagine if this was modern day where everything got taxed. Paying them. You've got that back to front, sunshine. But you can't deny you've had a lot of funny taxes over the years. You'd never find anything like that in Japan. Would you, Mrs. Sato? Uh-oh. In actual fact, I'm afraid to say that you would, Mr. Naruhodo. What? No, you don't mean... Surely there's never been a window tax in Japan. No, but there have been similarly obscure taxes. For example, in the Edo period, there was a frontage tax. What? What was that? It's a tax not on windows, but on the entrance to properties. The larger a property's entrance was, the greater the tax that was levied on it. What? What do these people in the past come up with this stuff? Huh? The most obscure shit you could think of. Oh, that's a tax. Give it to our government.
What?
Even today, some mansions survive with extremely narrow entrances due to that old form of taxation. I had no idea. See, Japanese are as twisted as us Brits. But we never had a beer tax. I mean, that's really going a step too far. Oh no, that's true. Not we're giving taxes for beards, at least. What do you mean, at least? Well, granted, tax on the shogunate did once prohibit them outright. The ruling class prohibited beards? It was called the Great Beard Prohibition. It was an Edo period edict. Well, why did the powers that be want to ban beards? Because it makes people look self-important? Just an idea. It would seem that rulers in the East and the West have had very similar ideas over the years. They're not so different. There have been other unusual taxes in our history, even our current Meiji period. There have? Oh no. What is it? For example, there was before either of us were born, there was a rabbit tax? There was a tax on those adorable, fluffy creatures? What do you mean, tax me? Don't take my money away. Like, the one who makes mochi sweets on the moon? Yes, and it was an extremely large tax, too. The government demanded extraordinary sums of money. Things just get stranger and stranger. What was the reason for that bizarre tax then? No goober tax, au revoir. Well, after Japan opened its doors to the world, this unprecedented rabbit boom into the Meiji capital. A boom? Yes, junior rabbits became hugely popular and new species were traded at exorbitant prices. They were being swindled out of all their money for exotically colored rabbits. Like colored chicks, I suppose? Hard to imagine, though. Rabbits are so timid and quiet. When it thought one could bankrupt you, they breed like crazy, so kinda makes sense. Tax me when I do a dumb. Come on! What do you mean? I'll just shut up forever if that's the case. Can't tax me if I don't say anything. Hehehe. I'll just go mute. I had to do it. That was funny. So in response to this worrying social vogue, the government imposed a rabbit tax. I suppose they couldn't just ignore the problem. And it worked because the rabbit boom came to an abrupt end. 6 years later, the tax was abolished. Well, I hate to say it about my own country, but Japan is strange. No, don't leave! Ah! I have to do ads so that pre-roll ads don't hit immediately. And it helps me make a little bit of money. It's about my own country, but Japan is strange. But there's more. After the rabbit tax was abolished, then of course, society reacted by launching straight into a second rabbit boom. What? Oh dear, the government didn't think that one through, did they? Your ideas about the world are very much altered by the position you hold in society. If you're responsible for the running of the country, you will feel the need to raise revenue keenly. Without a stable taxation system, the whole country would go down the drain. Well, yes, I suppose so, but some of these taxes... That's precisely why ministers of state use their wiles to invent new and novel ways of taxing the public. Novel ways? Tell me, Mr. Naruto, if you were one of my country's statesmen... Me? A British statesman? Yes. What novel tax would you impose? Pray give us something truly original. Inside 5 seconds. What? Something that everyone uses, Mr. Naruto, and really squeeze every penny out of the population. Despite the intensive stare, I'm very glad to sell someone in charge. Time is up. So, what's your answer? Well... Air, maybe? Yes, how about air? An air tax. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruto. A truly novel and fiendish idea. Wow, we're evil. We're gonna tax you on breathing. Well, everyone has to breathe, so while the population is inhaling air, my government is inhaling money. I mean, you're tired at heart, eh? Somewhat radical solution to the country's only problems, but sadly not been original. No, you mean to say... Surely not. You mean a tax on air has been imposed in the past? Are you kidding? I thought we were doing this as a joke. Why do you tax air? Come on! It was last century. The finance minister of Labor France proposed it. What? If I ever go for a visit, I'm holding my breath. That's wild. Unsurprisingly, it was strongly opposed by the public and soon scrapped. The minister didn't last long either. Oh dear. Well, clearly that would have been an untenable situation. Public at large are a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, let's unite. Don't I know it. How about you, Inspector? What new tax would you impose? Let me see. My first thought is a tax on objections. Sorry? I hear far too many of them recently in court. The particular lawyer I have in mind as it happens. Wow! So I think an objection tax could be very handy. Good to see you don't allow personal feuds to influence your work in public office. No, don't leave forever, Silver. Blah. Don't do it. I get 5 pence for every objection raised would be about right. Don't agree. Most amusing proposal, Gregson. A most unamusing proposal, my lord. Damn. I'm gonna be poor just like anything I would make. I would lose it all. I think it's your turn now. Sorry, my turn for what? What else? To locate a missing copy of The Lion's Cry. Oh! It's one of the shelves in this room. Of that I am certain. Now, I shall give you 10 minutes. Wow, I get 10 minutes compared to his 5? Thank goodness. I'm glad you're kidding. Just give you 10 minutes. And let's take your seat and step back. Book and you forfeit next month's payment. Objection! Time starts now. Oh, and one more thing. I believe you just said the word objection. 5 minutes over there before you begin combing the shelves. Wow, you actually taxed me? This tax is going to be the death of me. Wild. I wish I did these sooner. These are funny. And I'm learning things too. Like, people tax things that make no sense. Alright, and Shone's sweet, and it looks like this time it's with Shones and Iris. His fourth escapade unfolds one morning on Baker Street when Iris has prepared breakfast for everyone as usual. Ryunosuke wakes to find an envelope under his door containing a death threat. Who on earth could have put it there, and why? A death threat? What the hell? Just curious. First game? No, yeah, this is all first game. Alright, episode 4 in Shum Suite. This is fun. Good morning, Iris. Good morning, Mr. Shums. Oh, morning, Susie. I'll get breakfast on the table for us all. Ah, Mr. Shums. Morning. Alright, take care, Silver. I'll be playing some other games in the future. Blah, blah, blah. Have fun. Come now, why the long face? Oh, sorry. The thing is, I just had a rather strange envelope posted on my door this morning, with some rather strange things inside. What strange things? What is it, Bruno? Did I catch a scent of mystery in the air? I'm so excited, my friend Iris. It was just 5 orange pips. Can you imagine what it could possibly... What? Orange pips, Mr. Naruto? 5 of them? What's the matter with you? That's been an overreaction, isn't it? No reaction? Mr. Naruto, you don't understand. It's a warning, a notice of imminent danger. To your life. What? To my life? Listen to me all this, Mr. Sholmes? My dear fellow, why do you make such an inquiry of me? Because the name of the center was written on the envelope, and it was yours. What? Oh! You're right, Bruno. It says, sent by Sholmes, envoy of hell! What? So, my little ploy has been exposed. Well, so be it. Cast your mind back, if you will, Mr. Naruto, to the time of our dining last night. What, were you pissed they took your food? Oh, yes, Mr. Sao cooked Japanese food for us. Indeed. In particular, you may recall the final, Norimaki sushi roll that I was about to savor. That is, before you swooped in with your collecting chopsticks and filched it from under my nose. Right, so he's pissed that I took the last of the food. Of course. I will... Alright, I want to adjust how I'm laying down, so I can unplug my controller long enough. Oh, I assumed because you left it that you didn't want it. I left it, my dear fellow, because I had planned to enjoy it at my very last mouthful. Surely you must have noted my intent by the subtle dilation of my right pupil? What? Perhaps a clearer sign would be helpful next time? Just an idea. In summary, the post you received earlier is a notice of repeated revenge. You should be quaking in your boots. Really? So I went straight out into the garden and planted them. I'm hopeful we may grow some exotic fruit. Oh. Rip plans. There's no point sitting a notice on petting revenge if the person you sent it to doesn't know what it is. Well, I knew, of course, because I've read this book, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. On sale now at all major London bookshops and receiving rave reviews. Yes, of course, it's finally been published, hasn't it? And it's selling very well. It is! 12 short stories in 1 volume. I've earned a lifetime spending money already. And it is fruitable to my name. In fact, only the other day, a Bohemian king sought to engage my services. Really? That's extraordinary. Of course, the gentleman persisted with some penitence about being a fishmonger for the duration. That's not a Bohemian king. That's just That's like scam artists before the modern scam artists. Oh, you fool. But only a fool would presume to be able to deceive my eyes with such a trade. So how do you know that he was a king then? Why, there is no mystery, my dear fellow, but the distinct smell of fish accompanied the man's lowly appeal. Here, and though he tried to hide it, the left side of his mustache quivered in a quite manifest manner. Mr. Sholmes, it's simply brilliant! Having nearly resolved the case for the man, I was sent a quantity of fresh cod as a mark of his appreciation. I think perhaps you shouldn't discount the possibility that he was a fishmonger. Yup. Is that... Can anyone else smell burning? Oh yes, you're right. And look, smoke. I think maybe... Fire. There's a fire, everyone. Oh, really? A fire? We must all leave at once. Everyone out of the building. No, wait, I have to go back to my room first. If you're not succeeded by the smoke, the flames will burn you to death. My Daruma doll. I can't let my Daruma burn. It means too much. Sorry, but I'm going to make a dash for it upstairs. Bruna, you're so funny. It's no time for jokes, Iris. Go, quickly get out of here. But there is no fire. Is there, Hurley? Huh? What a delight to see that ploy enacted in the flesh. What? I wouldn't dare to dream I should be so lucky. Mrs. Sato? Wow, they all play me for fools. Indeed, it was a ploy. A devilment engineered by my punkish spirit. No trick, but why? This is a simple experiment of the mind, Mr. Naruto, when his life is threatened. A fellow was compelled instinctively to protect that property to which he attaches magic importance. And after your own life, you know the most important thing to you seems to be your Daruma doll. Let's not dwell on that, shall we, Iris? Ryunosuke's into dolls. I kid. So, you knew all along, Mrs. Sato, that was a trick? Yes, of course. The very play described in this book. Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. On sale now, and all major London bookshops are receiving rave reviews. Not again. I have used that device quite satisfactorily in the past to solve a case. Yes, it was a great success, wasn't it? But then it became something of a habit, didn't it? Started yelling fire at every crime scene. Yeah, and people started paying no attention to you at all. Oh. Yes, that's true. It was time when I was known as the Shomes who cried wolf. I think there's a lesson to be learned in there somewhere. Sadly, my little boy failed to yield results this time. Iris is utterly unmoved. What do you mean? Well, I was anticipating that Iris would immediately expose her secret hiding place. Okay, so the nest egg she must have cached somewhere in this room. What? Nest egg? You think Iris has some secret savings? Why, naturally, the book is selling like hotcakes after all. You just wanted her money. The simple deduction tend to conclude that the profits must be concealed here within these walls. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, are you in need of money? I know what it is. It's a new microscope that's gone on sale, isn't it, Hurley? What else? I have such a strong desire to own one, yet my purse is £1 too light. As no offer alone is forthcoming, I have been forced to resort to an alternative stratagem. Sorry, Hurley, but I'm not falling for that. Coming from the Shomes who cried wolf. Ah, how vexing. You really shouldn't be trying to steal a 10-year-old's savings, you know. It's full of little tricks like that, you see? The army of the great detective. Except that in this case, both the orange pips and the fake fire fell a little flat, didn't they? Oh, I have plenty more tricks up my sleeve. Take, for example, the case of the Buscombe Valley mystery. I am already filled with dread just from the title. It is a tale of extraordinary skill on the part of the great detective, the skill of tracking. Tracking? When I arrived at the scene of the crime in the eponymous valley, there were footprints everywhere. But my eye was immediately drawn to one set in particular. This shows your detective instincts are truly remarkable. As you know, my dear madam, no detail, no matter how small, escapes the scrutiny of these eyes. So I tracked my quarry, following the trail of his footprints all the way to the man's place of residence. It led you directly to the culprit's house? What a triumph! You misunderstand. It led me directly to my own house, my dear fellow. What? For the footprints were, in the final analysis, those made by my own shoes. I left there for Buscombe Valley as soon as he received the telegram about the case, you see. And then he followed his old trail straight back here to Baker Street. Oh my goodness. Now, Iris, please, make it sound almost humdrum, but I assure you it's no easy feat. Trekking this nature is a skill possessed only by the great Sherlock Holmes. You're right, it really is extraordinary. Quite so, extraordinary is the word. I'd let it be the last on the subject. Anyway, needless to say, I subsequently went on to solve the case with various other deductions. Yes, it's the various other deductions that I'm interested in. Well, you shall have to read the book then. I'm sure Iris has penned it with your usual flourish. Absolutely! I put an ingenious spin on the great detective's exploits. It's been very ingenious to make this man sound even remotely credible as detective. Damn! How mean. Wait, is that... It smells like something's burning again? If enough devilment for one day, Mr. Sholmes, put your puckish spirit to bed. I assure you, this has nothing to do with me or my spirit. What? No, the smoke is getting thicker. I mean, it's not a trick this time. There really is a... Fire! Fire! There's a fire, everyone! This is not where you going. Sense time, Mr. Arlo. Easy, Mr. Sholmes. What are you... Oh. Mr. Sholmes? Why did you just chuck that bust of Napoleon on the floor? Oh! Look at that. It's amongst all the broken porcelain. Coins! Sovereigns, in fact. Worth a whole pound each. Everyone moves to leave at once. Evacuate the building. I feel like Iris is mad. You fell for it, Hurley. Hook, line, and sinker. What? Wait, you mean Iris? I certainly would have guessed that's where you'd hidden it. Do you mean to say that this smoke was... My own puckish spirit needs to come out of place sometimes too, you know. Wow. Like father, like daughter. What a trickster. What? Of course. I know what it is, Iris. It's that indoor herb garden set that went on sale last week, isn't it? That's what you're after. Oh, it's so desperately, bud. Poor pound short. I know you told me you didn't have any money to spare before. I knew you had a secret nest egg somewhere in this room. You've outwitted me again. You really shouldn't let yourself be outwitted by a 10-year-old child, you know. Yeah. So, thank you for the loan early. Oh, but wait. What's the matter? Where's Susie? She's disappeared. Oh, yeah, Susano's kind of just gone. Oh, yes, that's right. She ran off up the stairs before, didn't she? Oh! still doing in here? We have to evacuate. Won't be long before the fire is... Oh my god, I can't believe Iris has this face for this. Ah! Sorry, Susie. She will get up to mischief once in a while, you know. It's all perfectly harmless. Harmless, maybe, but oh so devious. Oh my goodness. What a mess. Oh my goodness. Oh well, at least nobody was hurt. Apart from Napoleon and my secret hoard. Now tell us, Mr. Sato, what is it that you went so fleet-footedly to fetch? Sorry. Oh, no, nothing. This is nothing. Seriously, that's your notebook detailing over those trials, isn't it? It's bulging at the seams. What? Ah, a testament to the various people you've helped over the past months. Mr. Sato, well, I'm a judicial assistant after all. I'd do anything to ensure the safety of these records. I even risk my life if necessary. I mean, it's very important to me. It's like a diary of everything we've achieved together. Aww. I'm getting all teary-eyed now. Aww. Yes, in stark contrast to sort of someone who would have fetched his Daruma doll, I must say. That was cute ending. Alright, we're halfway through. Yeah, we'll be done in like an hour. Short stream, because there's not really anything else I plan to do after this. I just need a second for my throat. Thank goodness. Give her a second to rest. Okay. My hair got so messed up. I'll try this one, and I think I gotta go downstairs to get more water. Alright, episode 5 at Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy. An escapade in Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy where Susanoo appears to be rather irritated. It seems Ryunosuke has been buying a little too much bric-a-brac, and now the whole place is brimming with things they don't need. This lady's purchases really rocked the boat with Iris and Susanoo. Oh boy. So this is like in between 3 and 4. All this. I think. March 5th. Hello. I'm back. Oh, hello, Mr. Naruhodo. Did you have a good outing? Hi, Bruno. What's the matter? Your eyes are as big as dinner plates. Iris, I wasn't expecting to see you here. I just need some tea, Mr. Naruhodo. Would you like a cup? A cup or two? Yes, definite tea. Bad joke. No puns. Alright, Bruno. What's going on? You're acting extremely strange. What? Me? No, not at all. I'm as normal can be. Normality itself, see? Not again, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? Not what again? What do you mean, Susie? Whenever he goes out on his own lately, he always seems to come back with a peculiar new purchase. Naruhodo was becoming a hoarder. Peculiar? Peculiar? What's peculiar about the things I've bought? You seem to think that anything British is a curio you simply must have. You keep buying items of bric-a-brac even though you don't know what they are. There are rather a lot of bric-a-brac shops and pawnbrokers and the like around here. It's when I've been to Lord Strongheart's to give my weekly report. I'm always so nervous beforehand. On the way home, I just found myself in those shops and... Yes, alright, I can't deny it. I bought something. You're right, you can't deny it. Because your eyes are wider than ever. You really ought to put up a warning sign about them. There could have been some potholes around here. Oh, jeez. My eye. I zoom in. Oh. I zoom in, and this is all you see. I'm looking at ya. It's hard to resist things in the bric-a-brac shop. It's all so cheap. Like, my eyes are so wide. We're keeping this up for now. Mr. Sholmes has given me lots of useful advice about how to pick out the real bargains. Just remember, Bruno, the hermit likes to have fun with you. Take his advice with a big pinch of salt. Oh, my throat. I zoomed in too hard. Oh, it's true. That thing he told me was a pot stand wasn't a pot stand at all. I never guessed it was a collapsible top hat. No, I never guessed they could fill up the once empty rooms so quickly. Honestly, it's overflowing with things we don't need now. Yes. They said my eyes were like super wide, so I decided to zoom in. Don't worry about it. Why am I getting bonked? Blah. Fine, I'll zoom back out. Sheesh. Better. There. Look at those scales. I zoomed out. I mean, I could be closer. I could be closer. Blah. Delay, yeah. You'll destroy me. Oh God. Oh no. I'm in danger. Help. Look at those scales. Now once if you weighed something on them. Oh yeah. I know, but ever since I first stood the defense's budget court, I don't know why, but I just really wanted my own little set of scales. Let's see then, Mr. Naruhodo. What will you come home with today? Oh, well, it's, one of these. What is it? What is it? It looks all dry and shriveled up in a ball. Really, Mr. Naruhodo? What is it? It's a sea anemone. Anemone? Yes, I mean, I know it doesn't look like it at the moment. It's all shriveled up, like you said. Aren't sea anemones living creatures? The ones that dance about on the seabed? Naruhodo. You have a dead creature in your hands. Yes, exactly. The ones that dance about on the seabed. They sell sea anemones on bric-a-brac shops here in Britain? I don't know whether they normally do or not, but I do know that I bought one today. Bruno? Well, yes, for the aquarium, of course. Aquarium? I don't know that word. Well, according to the shopkeeper, keeping sea creatures in tanks was hugely popular back in London, here in London before. Oh yes, some people have some beautiful fish in seawater tanks. It's true. The aquarium became popular because as the old glass tax was abolished. There it is again, rearing its ugly head. The subject to taxation. It was a real craze for a while. Everyone in London had one. For a while? Yes, it didn't last long. People's enthusiasm soon, waned. It's just far too much work to be changing seawater regularly in a city like London. Never a true word said, I'm sure. I think people might have realized that from the start, really, wouldn't you? Everything gets taxed. Anyway, that was long before I was born. So everyone jokes that there's an unloved aquarium covered in dust in every attic in the capital. And it's true, there's one in this attic too. I told the man in the bric-a-brac shop about it, he had these words of wisdom. That's why this is the age of the sea anemone. And that made a lot of sense to me. It made sense to you, did it? But Bruno, this animal's completely dried up. You just need soaking in water overnight. It'll be as good as new. That's what the man said. I'm not sure that it works in the same way as dried wakame seaweed, Mr. Naruhodo. Once I save some money, I'm going to buy some prawns to keep this little fellow company. Oh, how exciting! You're off to be teeming with life. Really? We're in a funny country, though. I mean, sea animal craze? Well, they say people in glass houses about comments like that here at Mr. Naruhodo. Don't forget that there was a very curious rabbit craze in our country not so very long ago. A horrifying chapter that people will try to erase from the history books 100 years from now, I'm sure. I like that these are kind of continuing on from previous episodes, too. You know, there was another craze as well before the aquarium one. Have you heard of, Wardian cases? Wardy what? No, I've definitely never heard of them. So this is also the origin of how we started that aquarium. There were localized cases for growing plant indoors, I believe. Oh, I see. For plant lovers to raise their favorite tropical plants. That's right, like different types of ferns. Ferns? Do you mean those rather dull plants with lots of fronds for leaves? They're not dull at all. Ferns are lovely plants. I think people want to recreate the exotic foliage of the tropics in their own homes. So they grew ferns? I mean, ferns. Sea anemones. Learners certainly have a knack for the obscure. Kinda, yeah. We're glad he got smarter over time. Somewhat. Well, thinking about it, my grandfather loved the moss on his bonsai. He looked at the roots better than the trees. Seems like the more obscure something is, the more interests people. Maybe. Anyway, the Wardian Keys craze didn't last very long. Okay. Most of those little glass cases are just gathering dust, I think. But haven't I seen one in your room, Iris? Ooh, very observant of you, Susie. Yes, that's right. Mine's certainly not gathering dust. I grow tropical herbs in it. Oh, interesting. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I really must ask you to stop all this frivolous buying of strange things. Yes, alright, sorry. It's just that, well, they go in Mr. Shom's room. There's all sorts of peculiar trinkets lying around. Oh, well, yes, that's true. They seem to be growing in number. You see a note of a blowpipe, a few barrel crystals set in a twisted piece of gold, a gold-rimmed pince nez. I spotted a small gramophone record in there the other day, so I slipped it onto the gramophone. It was just a whispering voice saying Norbury, and nothing more. What could it possibly be about? Oh. Those are all mementos and cases that Hurley solved over the years. Exactly. That's what I want to create in here. Just that sort of atmosphere. Ah, really full of meaningful trinkets, each with their own unique history, you mean? Yes, that. I knew you'd understand, Mr. Sato. The problem is, none of this actually has history. Yeah. But Mr. Naruhodo, none of the things you've bought for the room have any connection with any of our cases. Oh, don't they? Well, for example, take that splendid but rather being top hat. That wasn't used as evidence in any of the cases we've worked on, was it? Oh, so you have two top hats. Did you count the collapsible one as well? No, the collapsible one is a pot stand. As far as I'm concerned, anyway. That day when we were in court, they were everywhere, weren't they? Oh, in the background? He's using some obscure things to justify getting stuff. Top hats, I mean. Oh my god, everyone wearing top hats. All of our witnesses. Or all the jury members. Well, here in Britain, of course, they're the mark of a true gentleman, so that's hardly surprising. If a man isn't wearing a top hat when he ventures outdoors, he looked down upon. Gosh, and it's very strict rules, doesn't it? The English Gentleman's Code. I've been wondering how I'd look in a top hat recently. After all, my university uniform is black as well, so I think it would be very in keeping. Oh, what a good idea! Go on then, Bruno, try it on! Can we see him with it on? Please? They look so unamused. Never mind. The lesson here, I suppose, is that the juxtaposition of skin and gentleman is just so strange and wrong. Well, I'd rather it didn't suit me anyway. I mean, these hats are ridiculous. I'm willing to bet every foreigner who sees one of these for the first time thinks exactly the same thing. Why is that man wearing a chimney on his head? Nice houses, remember, Bruno? What do you mean? Well, what about Japanese, Johnny top knots? His haircuts are the height of ridiculousness. Ugh, true. Easy to take a hat off. Does he have a Chon mage? It's Chon, your head is gone for good. I bet every foreigner who sees a Chon mage for the first time thinks exactly the same thing. Why is that man wearing a cannon on his head? Wow, you turned it right back on me. I suppose that's when we said different cultures, isn't it? I suppose. On the subject of hats, the one Mr. Shums always wears is really very strange, don't you think? I beg your pardon, Mr. Naruhodo? What a thing to say! The hat is the very essence of Mr. Shums. Yes, without his deer stalker, the great detective would be unrecognizable. It's called a deer stalker? That's a surprisingly swinky name. Swinky? I didn't even know it was called a deer stalker either. It's the head of a hunter, just like the flat cap. I waited for I could go to visit Regent Street and buy one for myself. I'm not sure it's going to fit over your hair. Well, I think it's perfect for great detective who stalks his criminal quarry. What do you think it's strange about it anyway? Well, you've seen it. It has two brims, one at the front and one at the back. Why do you need two brims on a hat? Surely one at the front is enough, no? A moment, please. Ask me, it's just Mr. Stone's madcap personality coming through. That's so that he doesn't have to think about which way around to put it on or something like that. No, he does not always have a clear head. I feel like that's a lie. Mr. Jones does not have a madcap personality. He always has a clear head. These stalkers were made for hunters that hide at thickets when they were stalking their prey. The brim at the back was designed to stop the stalks of plants scratching the backs of their necks. Oh, so that's the reason. Thank you, Iris, for educating us. Sean spends a lot of time in thickets, though, does he?
Well, no, that's true.
I'm telling you, it's just his impetuous personality. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it firmly. Ah! Voila. Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Sholmes. Alright, welcome in. Did not expect you to be here.
I've done long since made some tea, Mr. Sholmes.
Would you like a cup? I see you have come at a good time, Mr. Sato. Thank you. Now, I have something I should like you all to see. I designed myself a brand new Greek detective's hat. What the? There's a brim? At the front and at the back and at both sides? 4 brims in total. Oh. Why? Your observation is quite correct, my dear madam. I'm a busy man, you see. But with this hat, whichever way I put it on, I shall always have it pointing the correct way. Oh! With my previous hat, I could, in an impetuous moment, wear it erroneously with the brims on either side. It's his impetuous personality, Naruto called it. That's impressively clumsy, I would say. I must regretfully say, I think your red cap theory was correct after all. Yup. Really, Mr. Sholmes, with brims on all 4 sides like that, wouldn't it just be better to wear a top hat instead? Oh yes, then however you put it on, you'd have a brim all around. What? So true, so true. How could I have been so blinkered to this fact until now? Unfortunately, I happen to have 2 top hats here. If you just lift the pot off it, you're welcome to try that one there. Indeed I shall, my good fellow. Much obliged. Oh no. No, let us see it. Oh dear Hurley, it looks terrible. More terrible than I could possibly imagine. Oh, that's not good. It's because of your long face. Here with the tall hat, it just doesn't work. I think it's very nice, Mr. Sholmes. Even if it will have the whole world in fits of laughter. I should never have meddled with it. Give me a deer stalker forevermore. Give me my regulation university hat forevermore. You still hope that you'll graduate one day, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't give up. Oh, it happens. This is just so silly. I love these. I'm glad I chose to do this. 3 more though. So in the meantime, I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
Got water. Grabbed a quick snack. Nom nom nom.
Nut.
What? What's the nut for? Ah, boy. Anyways, I snacked. I'm ready. Episode 6. No! Bad Naomi. Bad. Hate. Hate. Hate.
No!
Oh, blah. Alright. Episode 6 in Mr. Natsume's room. In this episode, Escapade in Mr. Natsume's room, it's revealed that the Japanese scholar was once a teacher of English. There's much to say on the cultural differences between Japan and Britain, as well as on sentimentality, Shakespeare, and cycling. Let's go! Back here. So, Mr. Natsume, are you really returning home to Japan? Oh, this talk. Yes, indeed I am. Everything is arranged already. I'll be sad to see you go. And after all, worked so hard to prove your innocence as well. What a shame. Feels like it was all a wasted effort. Don't say that. I know what you're suggesting. Calm down, Mr. Natsume. It's all fine, really. You're in good company here, sir. If you fear the Reaper, you need to hide the fact. Hi, Sholmes. Just chilling there like usual. I am a proud citizen of the Empire of Japan. I am not a scaredy cat. Talking to cats, Mr. Sholmes just casually threw one among the pigeons there. He's just chilling there while we're talking now. A man like me belongs in Japan, not here. That's what I've come to realize. I wonder, a mustache such as yours is eminently suited in London, I would say. There goes Mr. Sholmes, throwing another cat in. The moment I arrived in the city, I noticed. Everyone had blooded laughs as we were behind my back, like hyenas. Circle, hyenas, hi, horribly. I'm sure that's not true, Mr. Natsume. Oh, but it is. When I turned around and peered down the fog-filled streets, all I see is foreigners everywhere. Well, there's you, Bruno and Susie in here, so that's 3 foreigners out of 5 people. I take your point. Only the other day I was talking to stroll through the fog as usual. A young man approached me from ahead. He was pale and gaunt, his back arched like a cat. Sorry, this wretchedness moved me so deeply. I myself, I'm the only one suffering this hell. But do you know what? Can you imagine? It's just my own reflection in a shop window. A stunning, stinging, surprise. Stupefying surprise. A freaking slap in the face. Started laughing at me. Gentlemen, thereabouts, ladies passing by. You hit the man in the shop window. Yes. And the sergeant detective would like to be included among the mirthful. Arr! Shows is really going for Saseki-san today. Well, I think you're a very handsome man, Mr. Natsume. There, did you hear that? This 10-year-old girl thinks you're handsome. Isn't that wonderful? Did you... Ryanosuke. Boy. Did you have to word it that way? He's going to be put on a list. I don't believe that looks. Oh. Oh no. Well, he's getting put on a list. No! Don't bug, That makes me feel suspiciously warm inside. He looks genuinely delighted. The point is, we Japanese are humble and modest. Standing on foreign soil surrounded by foreign people, how could anyone possibly enjoy that? No one could. It's impossible. You're genuine Japanese. If you say so. Actually, it would appear that there is someone. Japanese seem to study in a foreign country and seems to have thrived on the experience. There is? Why are you posing like that? Mr. Ogai Mori. I believe he studied in Germany. Mr. Mori? Pray, tell us more of the fellow. Well, today he's a very successful author in Japan. Oh, I've heard of him. He's a professor who wrote, Maihime, isn't he? Maihime? Yona! Pepet. I suppose in English the title would be Dancing Queen, maybe? I see. A tale of a woman who waltzed her way through the world, perhaps? You really make up a silly translation, you know. It's already officially called The Dancing Girl in English. Seems Mr. Mori greatly enjoyed his time in Germany, being close with a local lady while he was there. Oh, you say? With the local lady? A company traits criminally contradictory conduct. Well, I suppose your experience of studying abroad depends to a large extent on your character. It's cold, don't worry, Yuna. I just turned off my AC. It'll warm up real quick. I'll make you nice and warm. As they say, many minds. Mr. Mori has an open mind. Mr. Natsume, a closed one. Possibly a slightly black and white view, do you think, Mr. Sholmes? Well, anyway, if that's how you feel about being abroad, why do you choose to study here? Wasn't it further our nation's understanding of English language or something? Yes, that's right. So, what were you doing in Japan before you came to Great Britain, then? I was a school teacher. Of English, of course. Bit cursory, perhaps, but I've managed to discover some information about Mr. Natsume's teaching days. That's just a little outside the field of law, isn't it, Mr. Sato? Let me pose you a question, Mr. Naruhodo. If you had to translate the English phrase, I love you, into Japanese, what would it become? It would be no, it's not Kokoro, because Kokoro is heart. That's easy. Oh, Suki desu. Ashiteru o Suki desu. Wrong. According to Mr. Natsume's teachings, at least. What? Would you like to explain, Mr. Natsume? Yes, of course. Your research was very thorough. I always used to tell my students that we Japanese don't express ourselves that way. Rather, we might say, Suki ga kirei desu ne. Kirei? Kirei? No, kirei. God damn, Mr. Natsume, I must interject. Suki Kakire Desune will translate as the moon is beautiful, isn't it? I know that! The point is that we Japanese are reticent when it comes to expressing our emotions. We're to show our feelings of adoration, our Suki, by appreciating the beauty of the moon, the Suki. Ah, using the Suki to explain Suki. It's an amusing play on words, I see. No! We're in language you might understand better. Bad Shomes! Don't play on words, it's subtle, it's humble, it's fleeting and beautiful, it's art! Isn't it just being shy? Ah! So that's my phrase then. My dear fellow, the foreign dancing girl will really be out of your reach with such an attitude. Imagine how the great Mr. Mori would act. He'd win the lady's heart in a flash with a well-placed and unrestrained I love you. Ah! That's smooth, Mr. Mori. Am I destined to live in his shadow forever? Just what sort of man is he that in that imagination of yours? Sleepy, you're not. I'll keep you on my lap. The fact is, I just can't settle in this wonky London town with all its foreign inhabitants. I lost count of the number of different lodgings I tried before I found myself here. As it happens, I even lived on Baker Street at one time. Oh, really? A Sao scholar lives near there. Remember the name of William James Craig. Knowledge of Sao is unsurpassed. A great inspiration to me over the... Forgive the interruption, but am I supposed to be familiar with this Sao of which you speak? It's Shakespeare, of course. Shakespeare. In Japanese, we write it as we write it as say, S-A, and O. Oh! He hung out with Shakespeare. I accept this, Yuna. It's a phonetic representation using kanji characters. So England is Aiki Risu, and America is America. Come to think of it, we use the same characters as Ri in one word and Risu in another. Talk about confusing. My god, these language lessons. So Shakespeare is Sao. Sao in Japanese. Presumably the Sa is a brutal attempt at the first Sha. Or She. In which case, where's the... Spear? I never thought of that. You only have the O left. Which could, in the most charitable interpretation, only be a brutal attempt at old man. Seems to me that whoever had the job of deciding on the characters for his name got bored very early on. Complete kanji character catastrophe. So then, on to the burning question. What about me? How do you write my name? Sorry? Sherlock Sholmes, my dear fellow. There must be Japanese characters for my name. Yeah, Rosa? Hi! Oh dear, I am sorry, Mr. Sholmes, but none exist that I'm aware of. What? Apparently nothing to you Japanese. In that case, it is matters of paramount importance. I must construct my name and kanji at once. Oh, well, we could use a kanji that's pronounced so to start with, and then use one more to give so, perhaps? I think that would be about right, Mr. Sholmes. But that's almost the same as Sao, isn't it? Yes, you will be dreaded. Oh! I don't want people to confuse me with an old man who died centuries ago. No sleep, only worry. There's no need to worry. I'm sure the world's greatest literary figure would rather not be confused with you either. Well, the world's greatest detective is still youthful and full of vigor. So how about so handsome? Is that what people try to call me, so handsome? Yes, that sounds wonderful. I'm sure everyone will be calling you that 100 years from now. How could she say that with a straight face? Me then, Iris. Perhaps Aihime? Since the second character doesn't seem to matter. Aihime? Oh yes, Princess of Love. It's an adorable name for you, Iris. Stop, please, with a name like that. Some Mori's likely to turn up at any moment and rashly declare I love you. This Mori-san has become quite a character in Saseki-san's mind. And you, Mr. Naruhodo? I can venture Kubobozu as a fitting name for you, as in the Dark Monk. That's very good. It describes you perfectly, Bruno. So you think I'll be wearing this black varsity uniform for the rest of my days, do you? Mr. Naruhodo already has a Japanese name. I don't believe he needs another. It's a nickname. Well, anyway. We were talking about your life here in London, weren't we, Mr. Natsume? You should just get out and have fun. The landlady said as much to me too. This is Gyarados. It wasn't fun at all. It was frightful. I know, the outside world is very frightening. What do you mean? A cycle incident! An incident on a bicycle? Oh yes, come to think of it. Oh yeah, that bike! There's an old bicycle park just outside, isn't there? It's in a sorry state though. I tried to say no to her, but she insisted I took it for a ride. Perhaps my pronunciation was wrong. I took my life in my hands and tried to ride a steel spiderweb stallion to a nearby park. I really don't think there's anything wrong with your pronunciation, Mr. Natsume. John Gyarados just isn't the kind of woman to take no for an answer. True. If you're going to die, you might as well die in beautiful surroundings, so the park was my first thought. After a whole day of dicing with death, I emerged with only relatively minor bruises. So, you got the knack of it? Don't be silly. Dying isn't something you can learn to do. That's not what we meant! Mr. Natsume, you're talking about dicing with death and dying and so forth, but riding a bicycle is supposed to be fun. Oh no, that's just what people tell you. It's an old wives' tale. Is it? Hey, just consider the real name of the vehicle. It's not called a die-cycle for nothing. That's not what it's called. Who expects us to use such an aptly named vehicle to move forwards is beyond me. Pedal, power, promises, pain. I didn't think it was possible to get worse with practice. I'm lucky to be alive. Although I must say, after looking death in the eye for a whole week, I did at least manage to mount the steed reliably. Notwithstanding a few wobbles, I felt like I made progress in the forward direction. What a triumph. Deduction is much the same. When first presented with a problem, the mental exertion of trying to solve it leads only to bitter disappointment. After a week of picking one's way carefully along the path of reasoning and thought, one begins to see results. So, is that why all of your off-the-cuff deductions always seem half-baked? What a wonderful insight into your extraordinary mind, Mr. Sholmes. So, they made the joke that all those deductions weren't really thought through. Unfortunately, after wobbling down the street, I noticed there were little stones everywhere, death traps. Not that way, I said to myself. The wild vehicle wouldn't listen. It wobbled me on and down the street, on and on down the street. So of course, I won those deadly stones and the crazy cult threw me. It's just my luck. Die cycles are the epitome of my peaceful life. I wish I could disagree. Your life sucks. On the same subject, I'm sure there's a famous American author who's written about having similar experience. Oh yes, I read that essay too, Iris. Some of us are better read than others. Oh, no more dicycles for me. Oh, Mr. Natsume, at least you have an interesting anecdote to take with you back to Japan, if nothing else. You always manage to put a positive spin on things, don't you, Mr. Sato? Personally, I haven't mounted a bicycle for some time. No, me neither. Let's all ride the bicycle together. That's good. So how about a jaunt? We shall all ride out together, yes. Oh. I would join you to bed, Yuna, if I wasn't trying to finish these. I will. We got 2 more escapades. Sounds great. I'll perch behind Mr. Sato. But the sun is going down. It will be pitch black before long. These streetlights are very bright, you know, and the fog isn't too thick today. And my beloved ride is all bent out of shape. Thank you, by the way, we are bound to talk with the vehicle. Anyway, it's fitting that's already bent out of shape. It's settled then. Come along, Mr. Natsume. Shall we go? Whee! Tsukikakiri no desu no. Desune. Don't tell me that's his translation of no thank you as well. Indeed, Mr. Natsume, the moon is at its most beautiful and precisely this time in the evening. Oh. We're not Japanese. You can't beat around the bush with us. Yeah. What? Oh, weird and wonderful. World! Oh my goodness. Take me on an escapade, yeah, Naomi? You can take me on one. I mean, what? Blah, blah, blah. 2 to go, and then we're done with the game. Officially. What? Water. Alright, time for episode 7 on Briar Road. A chilling escapade about a shilling's escape from the clutches of Rolly and Pat Beat. I only just found it on the street. Oh, Gina's in this one. Oh god, like everybody is in this. Gina the pickpocket is the obvious suspect, but Ryunosuke, Sholmes, and Iris happen to be passing and the plot quickly thickens. So we get to see old Gina design. April 30th. Still snow that late. Oh yeah, these 2! Sir! Constable Rolly Beat reported for duty. Thanks to the good officers Lord Van Zeeks, I'm back on my beat here in the capital doing my best for the good citizens of London. Sir! Wow, so he actually got his job back. My Rolly, back in his Bobby's uniform. You couldn't look any more handsome if you tried. Ah, my love, you say the sweetest things. Oh, Pat. Oh, really? Oh, these 2. 2 what? Lord Van Zeeks isn't the reaper of the belly at all. Oh no, of course not. He's the patron saint of Bobbies. The patron saint? He should be, but Lord Von Zeeks let him out. Patron saint? Oh yes, Pat. That's all right, my darling. Keeping us in pocket he is. On my first day back in the job, what did I find in the gutter? A shilling, my love. A whole shilling. Oh, really? I always believed in you. I always knew one day you'd find some big, small change. With just that shilling, I could buy you a cheap bunch containing a single flower, my sugar. A single flower? Oh, how romantic. Oh, he's doing the fingers. But I'm so sorry, Pot. Only moments ago that shilling disappeared. But disappeared? But how, my love? How? I think maybe... No, I'm sure. It was this girl here, sir. You swiped Professor Shilling, you didn't you cheeky little diver? God, the old Gina outfit. Blimey. You took your time getting around to me, didn't ya? I thought the lovey-dovey stuff was never gonna end. So, was Shilling, you say? Lifted from your word? Don't know nothing about it. What's the evidence, eh? Right there! The evidence is dancing around on the back of your hand, young lady. You stole it from me. You lifted it from my pocket just now. You've got the nerve stealing from a Bobby. Carlos, this coin's mine. How could you know anyway? How can you know if it was taken just now or not? Dear me, you don't get it, do you? We've hardly got a penny to our name. So that coin felt as heavy to me as a bar of gold. Eh? Telling you, the moment it left my pocket, I knew. I felt myself get a good few pounds lighter. Ah! Yep, that coin has got my blood, sweat, and tears all over it. What's the matter with you, eh? Mr. Odo? Huh? Me? Sorry? Hold on, water. When the lady's in trouble, Jude 10's supposed to be there to help. Straight away, not an hour later. This isn't my fault. I haven't stolen anything. And what about you, Shuns? I thought you were supposed to be a great detective. Dear me, Miss Lestrade. You took your time getting around to me, didn't you? I thought that long dispute was never going to end. You only said, give us a minute when we spied you over the road and said hello. That was 10 minutes ago, Ginny. We've just been standing here listening to your quarrel with this Bobby. Do beg your pardon, madam. We shouldn't be troubling the public with police business. That shouldn't belongs to us, doesn't it, really? Of course it does, my love. It's just for you and me, my darling. God, these two lovebirds. This was just supposed to be a nice stroll with Iris and Mr. Jones before afternoon tea. Why did we have to run into another fiasco on Briar Road? I'm not really sad we could be of any help, Gina. There's no way of knowing who the coin really belongs to if it was just dropped in the gutter. I won't be so sure of that, Bruno. What? I have a feeling I might know the answer to the question of whose coin it is. Ah, my bright young fellow lodger. Let's just hear your deduction. Well, there's actually a reason why I suggested a stroll down Briar Road. Oh, what reason? You see, I was here yesterday and, well, I dropped a little something. So I wanted to come and look for it while enjoying the afternoon stroll. Oh, it's your shilling? Wait, you dropped something? You don't mean... It was the pocket money that Hurley gave me. What's this, Cyrus? You dropped that, did you? I'm sorry. I went to the market on Lime Street yesterday to pick up some herbs, you see. I must have dropped it. The one shilling coin you gave me. Oh. One bit? Yes, and when I thought back over the route I took, I first I must have dropped it here. Constable, you haven't seen it, have you? It's all my pocket money. Now it's gone. Well, I'm afraid I don't know anything about that young lady. What up? Wow, these liars! What? Look, dropping your money like that, sorry. I dare say the customer's companion could give you a run for your money with their white eyes. It's all same to you, Mr. Sholmes. I think I prefer not to be used as a yardstick for looking guilty. Well, it's tough to be in it, Iris. The job did so it ain't yours no more. Anyway, you know what they say. What goes around comes around, so don't feel bad. Bad luck, Iris. It doesn't look like you're going to get your coin back.
Oh, I can't believe I lost it. Straight after Hurley gave it to me as well.
Yes, regrettably indeed. I seem to recall that particular coin was rather significant. What do you mean significant?
To be specific, it was especially significant to you, Bruno.
Significant to me? What? You don't mean it was the coin from last night's wager? Oh. The very same, my dear fellow. What's this then? What the wager?
It was a game of poker. A duel between Hurley and Bruno.
I would lose. Poker? What, the turkey card game you mean?
Turkey card game you mean?
As a lawyer, I had a perfect poker face. You'll never be able to tell what I'm thinking, he said. Depriving Mr. Naruto of his entire fortune was even easier than finding that missing thoroughbred. It was so infuriating. Reliving it now still makes me grit my teeth. Sorry, Iris, I have every intention of paying you back the money I owe you, but you'll have to wait, I'm afraid.
Yes, I know. Don't worry. Next month is fine.
Let me guess, Otto. Your owe fortune? It was 1 whole shilling. My entire monthly stipend. And I lost all of it. I handed it over to Mr. Sholmes. I get rid of my teeth so hard my gums started to bleed. Ow!
Please, Bruno, don't exaggerate.
It's a horrible image, yeah. No, thank you.
What about a lawyer who borrows money from a 10-year-old girl? Now that's a horrible image.
I feel like my reputation with this couple has just fallen through the floor. There are a few things more invigorating than taking a man for all he's worth.
Don't be so pleased with yourself, Hurley. It sounds like Bruno ever had a chance of winning.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that? Cheater!
No, using that special ink I developed, anyone could.
Thank you, Iris. That will do. I'm sure this conversation is proving very dull for everyone. What's done is done. The game is over now. There's no point crying over spilt milk.
I shall ink you, say. Well, sir, that sounds like sort of risky business that's right up my alley. Oh, really? I love your dauntless spirit. You laugh in the face of danger.
Come on then, eyeless spirit. What's this special ink about, eh?
Well, it's what's something called invisible ink. All you have to do is write the suit and number on the reverse side of every card. And with the use of special glasses, the whole game is laid bare to you.
Wait, you were wearing glasses last night, weren't you, Mr. Sholmes?
He said something along the lines of, my eyesight appears to have suddenly worsened. And the moment you failed to achieve that desired was the moment I knew I had won the game.
Mind games, was it? Trying to throw me off with your eccentric ways? Oh, jeez. I mean, you're an idiot for not asking.
So you're telling me Sholmes could see every card that what Otto had?
What? But that's not mind games, that's plain cheating. My dear fellow, what an accusation. Would you honestly consider me a cheat? Please, I prefer trickster. Whatever you call it, the game doesn't count now. Understand, Mr. Sholmes? Dear me. Well, out of respect for the bad grace with which you take defeat, allow me to return your shilling. Do you hear that, Gina? So give it here.
Eh?
Leave me out of this. Your 1 bob bit was mine from the start, no question. No, sir, take that 1 bob bit. That there 1 bob bit was lifted for this here's Bobby's pocket only a few minutes ago. So you keep saying it. Come on then, where's the evidence? Eh? No! Oh, rip Sholmes' shins.
Eh? The law, right, is all about evidence. I know my stuff.
See, Mr. Naruto?
Here's a try to excuse in court, and others will parrot it. Only whenever I do say that in court, it isn't as a trite excuse, you know. As I said, sir, that coin has got my blood, sweat, and tears all of it. That's right, it has. Lily's blood, sweat, and tears are the evidence. Blood, you say? That means it's time for this. Do you think? Well, if there's any trace of blood on that coin, we'll soon know about it. Alright, Ginny. Hold very still. What? Ah! Look at that. See there on the coin? It's clearly changed. Oh, Gina did steal it. In other words, there is blood on this coin. Once again, as I said, sir, that would be my blood, sweat, and tears. Oh, wait, I've seen blood turn that color before. Yes, I know whose it is. I know whose coin it is. What? The rightful owner of this bloodstained shilling is... Bruno! Huh? Me? Appearance of the blood, I would say it is quite fresh. Left within the last 24 hours. Within the last... then in that case... So this is the coin which Son's head of Otto last night in the poker game? No, do you mean you really did make your gums bleed? Oh. So infuriated to lose, I had to grit my teeth as hand over the money. Oh God! Oh no! I don't like that. Gritted so hard, he was dripping blood. No, 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 no! I don't like it. I don't like it. Blimey, it was odd up as me as by the sound of it. I thought you had the proper job. Come on, Genia, just hand it over, would you? The shilling that's rightfully mine. I marked it with my blood. You have to give it back now. Oh, fine. Alright then. Just stop your bleeding stand. Oh my goodness. That's a mess and a half. I finally have it back. It's like a dream come true. What a victory music for this. Let me add that one in the bag and all. That's wonderful news, Bruno. I'm so happy for you. Now then, as you promised. I'd like my money back, please. The shilling I let you before. Ah! You did say that you'd pay it back out of this month's money pocket money, didn't you? Oh, yes. Well then, I suppose. My dear fellow, do be kind to your gums. Looks like that shilling was always destined to be taken from you, sir. For some reason, the phrase serves you right is filling around in my head. So, Iris, as promised, here is the shilling I owe you. Oh, he's grinding teeth. Are you repaying me already? Well, thank you. I thought it would have been fine, though. What's it all about anyway? What do you lend in other money for? Ah, yes, well, actually, it's because I went to the Lime Street Market yesterday to buy herbs. You know. Herbs for Otto? Yes, the team is Susato left behind us. Oh! This is after Susato left. So this is post first game. Interesting. The team is Susato left behind us top quality Gyokuro tea, but it's just so bitter. So when Iris suggested mixing it with some herbs to make it more palatable, I asked her to buy me some. That's right. Any special Japanese herbal tea with the leftover Gyokuro. Call it Susie's special blend. I do hope you'll all try it. Shoshi and bareness clings to the throat. You can persuade the bright green gloop to leave the cup. It sounds quite delicious. Yeah, right. Probably not. Oh, almost done. Well, it would appear the shilling's brief adventures are now at an end. Adventures?
Must agree, my dear fellow, that the coin has made a considerable journey since last night. Let's see, originally it was the coin I was supposed to give to Iris to pay her for the herbs. But then in our poker duel last night, it passed to you. Ah, Guyan, hi. Alright, I adjusted. Excuse me. Until last night it passed to you, Mr. Sholmes. I gave it to Iris to spend the money. Then I dropped it here sometime yesterday. And they took and they discovered the Sugendas. Oh, I mean, along my spine, I'm still laying down. So, there's not much adjusting I can do. But then I dropped it here sometime yesterday. My beloved Broly found it a while ago and picked it up. Before it was lifted from my pocket by this here diver. I think it was my favorite gun to show up the blood that was on it. And that slip about Shum's scam in his card game last night. The annulment of which resulted in the coin returning to the ownership of... Oh, Sugan these nuts. Why? Why? This is allowing me to pay Iris the money I owed her after all. Of what? Or she bought in order to make Susie special blend tea. What a... And now after all that, the coin is resting safely in my pocket. But it seems you have grown something new, Schultz. Hurley? The booba. I'm a 10-year-old that knows about booba. That's not good. There. The 10-year-old with eyes. Yeah, you lied. That was an adventure. What are we supposed to take away from it, eh? That this one shilling coin belongs to Iris and Iris alone, I think. I cannot fault your observation, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, you know what they say. What goes around comes around. Why do I get the feeling that Iris knew it was coming around to her from the very beginning? Priceless, as they say. Night Owl needs favor from me. Oh my goodness. Hi. What's up? Well then, my dear fellow, how about this evening we indulge in bitter tea and a bitter rematch? I'll be willing to allow you to stake the coming month's spending money in advance. I fold. Oh boy. I'll lose all my money. Alright, I'll let the ad play. We got one more to go. Rest my throat a little. 'Cause I need it. We're back. What favor do you need, Night Owl? I will hear you out. Don't mind me, I'm kinda just comfy. Like an Orion meme that's a compilation of streamers saying, oh my god. Oh yeah, no, I waited. I waited specifically. Alright. Okay. I'll keep music off for this. How do you want me to say it? Do you want me to kind of like whisper it a little bit? Like this? Up. There you go. Anyway is good. Sweet nothings into my ears. Oh my goodness. What have I started? Here you go, Night Owl. You can clip this yourself. Brian's cute little toes. That good? Why is Skyen screaming? Totally irrational. There you go, Night Owl. I got you. I feel honored to be part of a meme. Alright, episode 8 in the belly. Let's do this final episode and we finish off this game for good. Oh, excuse me. This escapade takes place in the Old Bailey courtroom where the defendant is none other than Sholmes himself, and the charge is the most mysterious murder. Reno's game naturally advocates for the defense against the unflappable Reaper, Lord Von Zeeks. Of a toe admiration compilation? No, not that! It's to mess with Ryan. Ryan Reaper, it's just to mess with him. But Sholmes' testimony calls the true culprit of the crime into question. Alright, let's do it. Date? Wait, date unknown? Oh. Interesting. This court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Herlock Sholmes. This is unique music. This is like a what-if scenario. This is the most extraordinary case of murder. Counsels, I assume I may proceed? Yes, my lord. The defense is ready. At your discretion, my lord. Very well. I hereby call on the prosecution to introduce the case. Incident in question took place 2 days ago, late at night, when the ground was blanketed with snow. The occasion of the incident was the residence of the accused, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Indeed. Yeah, it's all good, Night Owl. It's all good. Blah, blah. Indeed, the famous address of number 221B Baker Street, was it? The address may have enjoyed fame once, my lord, but will henceforth endure infamy for this grim crime. Yes, sir. Well put. The victim, a certain Madame Rosie, was found asphyxiated on the accused's sofa. My what? Objection! Objection! It's unclear as to whether the victim was actually killing the defendant's suite or not. After all, when Mr. Sholmes left the room for only a brief moment, Madame Rosie was somehow vanished herself out of his room completely. I'll hop around, I just need a few more streamers to say it. It's all good. It's all good, Night. It's all good. You keep hopping around and get this meme made. I appreciate you coming to me to make me a part of it. Hee.
Vanished herself, Counsel? The victim?
Quite true, my lord. There's but one adjoining door between my drawing room and kitchen. Yet having brewed some tea in the kitchen, I returned to find the room completely empty.
There was nobody else present?
Bye. Take care, you.
Present?
Ordinarily, my fellow lodger Iris would have been at home. However, on the day in question, she had been invited to a meeting of a scientific society in the city.
I'm afraid you have a propensity for exaggeration, sir. You claim the victim vanished herself, but really, seems to me entirely plausible that she chose to leave via the main entrance to your suite.
As it happens, my lord, the door to the accused room was locked at the time from the inside. Very true, Inspector. As such, I can say with considerable surety that the victim did not leave via my front door. But what about, aha, yes, she could have snuck out through a window.
Objection!
The windows in the room were not locked, it's true. The victim had the opportunity. However, there was no hole around the building outside, and not a patch of it had been disturbed. Would my learned friend care to explain how the victim could have left without leaving a trail?
So the victim, Madame Rosie, somehow vanished from the scene before she was killed.
Naturally, I was alarmed by the sudden disappearance of my guest. So I summoned this gentleman who resides in the attic room above my own, and we took a cab to Scotland Yard. I can confirm that the defendant called for me and I saw his suite on my way downstairs. And yes, I'm quite sure it was empty, just as Mr. Sholmes had said. When we reached the yard, this very detective happened to be there. Well, yes, you see, I was just in my office for a while and haven't, got back from some, important business. And then, having explained the situation to the inspector, we traveled back to Baker Street together. At that time, there were no footprints in the snow around the building other than the ones we'd made.
I take it then, Counsel, do you personally witness the scene where the incident took place?
No, my lord. I went straight up to bed in my own room in the attic. Inspector Gregson, however, was met with the most blood-curdling sight. Mr. Sholmes' sofa, the vanished Madame Rosie, motionless.
So the victim was already dead when you discovered her, Inspector.
No, my lord. Not dead, but not far off it. She must all remain straight to say these dying words. That rotter Sholmes will be the death of me. Oh. Yes, I overheard that remark at the time, too. Delivered in a rasping voice full of malice. No! Those words indeed proved to be her last. The victim expired moments later, there on the sofa. The cause of death was identified as damage to the respiratory tract as a result of strangulation. Are we gonna get, like, evidence? Pray, does the accused dare to contest this inspector's account? Certainly not. In fact, the inspector has done an unusually fine job of summarizing the salient points.
Sholmes will be the death of me. Timid departing words indeed.
In her final moments, the victim named her killer. You, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Objection!
But the defendant had no reason to take the victim's life. Perhaps you could tell the court, Mr. Sholmes, who exactly his Madame Rosie was? Yes, of course. Did I never mention her to you? I extended an invitation to her that evening, though she is loquacious in the extreme. Most trivial of matters quickly becomes a quarrel. I was only too pleased to leave her presence to make tea. Great. It appeared that the accused did in fact have a motive for silencing his heuristic guest. Permanently.
Objection!
Putting that tenuous motive aside, what about the other mysteries surrounding this case?
I'm inclined to agree that the defense never inscrutable details. Victim's alleged disappearance and subsequent reappearance, leaving no trail of footprints, for example. That's right, the crime described by the prosecution could never have happened. Yet the victim named the accused in her dying breath. It seems to me that my learned friend has overlooked a significant detail here. Nonsense! What have I overlooked? The man in the dock, so-called great detective, all too frequently makes the following bold claim. There is no crime beyond the realms of possibility, no mystery beyond my powers of reasoning. Ah! Oh, here comes the wine. So, Mr. Sholmes, you have no difficulty in explaining how the crime thus described could have taken place? Therefore, I propose a toast to the great detective upholding his name. But of course, were I to put my mind to the matter, the crime would immediately appear to all present to be entirely feasible. Please, Mr. Sholmes, whose side are you on? Why are you trying to make yourself look bad? All you need to say is no. Even I can't think a way that a crime like that could have been committed. Let TQ's submission be noted by the court. Though the crime may appear impossible to us mortals of inferior mental capacity, this man alone claims to know exactly how it was done. Hold it! Now hold it. Now hold on. That's a very fragile argument. Thank you, consuls. I believe I've heard more than enough to proceed to my adjudication. Ah, we're almost done, Naomi, but night-night. Sweet dreams, love you too. The accused great detective did in some inscrutable manner willfully murder the victim, Mother Rosie. I will find the defendant guilty. This must be taken for this courtroom and in some equally inscrutable manner be sanctioned for his crimes. Court is adjourned. Oh. Hold it! My lord, please. The truth about the mystery surrounding this case are known to another besides the great detective. What's this? Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo, you were coming along wonderfully. You deduced a fundamental truth about this case, I believe. Which would be, detective, that the truth of this case is known only to the true culprit, obviously. It's not so, Gregson. Eh, what? Well, I suppose, yes. You don't mean, are you suggesting, Mr. Sholmes, that you have an idea as to what actually happened that night? An idea, my dear fellow. I could explain the entire incident from start to finish without a single detail omitted.
Objection!
What? Seems the detective has failed to grasp the situation. Pray, Mr. Reaper, which of us has truly failed to grasp the situation, I wonder? Then answer me this. You claim that prior to the incident, the victim suddenly vanished without a trace from your room. If so, how exactly did Madame Rosie disappear? Why, naturally, via the window. It was ajar, after all. But that can't be. The room is a whole story above street level. And anyway, no prints were found in the snow. There are any number of ways one could avoid leaving tracks in the snow, surely. Such as flying, for instance. What? Fatuous notion. And where do you propose to pick the bloom, Mr. Sholmes? It's not entirely plain. It's the culprit's abode, of course. Or, having left my suite, that is clearly where Madame Rosie was murdered. Take a moment to consider the cruel irony, if you will. By her own volition, she flew directly to her death.
Objection!
Did you forget, Detective? Victor's corpse was discovered in her own sofa. No doubt because her killer carried her back there. But what about the lack of footprints in the snow again, then? There just weren't any. Other than our own from when we returned home ourselves.
Is he trying to accuse Gregson? If by our footprints you refer to your own and mine, you are quite right. But there were those of another. On the night in question, there was one other person who could have conveyed the victim to my sofa. What? Good gracious, to whom do you refer, sir? A man whose somewhat unavailing presence at the scene of the crime would be questioned by no one. Unavailing? You don't mean... Indeed I do. A man who hastened to the scene directly upon learning of the incident at Scotland Yard. Namely... you, Inspector Gregson. You arrived at my address on Baker Street. You were carrying the half-dead Madame Rosie with you. You listened to the opportunity and then laid the victim on my sofa. Did what?
Objection!
But we were the inspector when he arrived. How could he possibly have been carrying the victim? We would have noticed. My dear fellow, a most obvious answer presents itself, does it not? The inspector is rarely, if ever, without his overcoat. The victim was simply conveyed in one of its many pockets. What? What? Huh? I fail to see what makes this tech detective great. I say one thing with great certainty. A human body cannot fit into the pocket of an overcoat. I believe we may all fallen foul of a rather significant misapprehension. What? Madame Rosie was not a human. I beg your pardon? Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Donahoe? Something troubles you, perhaps? Whatever gives you that idea? Exactly what sort of creature was Madame Rosie? Is it not apparent already? A parakeet, of course. What? Why? Huh? A most suffocant specimen, in fact. A parakeet? She was an incessant talker, I must say. And quite intolerable at times. Want to turn every conversation to a quarrel. To strangle the creature on more than one occasion. You had a quarrel with a parakeet. Why? But of course, why else should we have chosen to fly from my window so uncordially that evening? To the abode of the inspector here beside me, no less. To Inspector Gregson's abode. But why? Because there was the parakeet's home, naturally. What are you? The inspector was called away from town for some days, so it was arranged that I would look after the bird. It appeared that she was overcome with a sudden yearning for her keeper, thus prompting her flight away from my comfortable suite to the inspector's office at Scotland Yard. Well, Gregson, I believe it's high time you explain. Give us your account of what happened that night, sparing no details, of course. What is this? This is just so silly. Actor Gregson? It was an accident. I got back from being away that evening, you see, and I just walked through the door of my office. I imagine Madame Rosie would be on her way back to the yard as well. I slammed the door shut behind me just as she was trying to fly through it. So Madame Rosie, she got sandwiched between the door and the frame and fell to the floor. Oh no! Never to move again, because of me. Well, I never. I had to do something. I was trying to think of a plan. You fellas arrived talking about some incident at Baker Street. I had to hide Madame Rosie in a hurry. So I stuffed her in my coat pocket and got in the cab with the pair of you. That's unfortunate. But why is this a case here? What could possibly of you to behave in such a manner, Inspector? Lord Strongheart, sir. What? Lord Strongheart? Please tell me I didn't hear that right. This Lord Chief Justice asked me to look after the bird in the first place. Oh. She'd been living with the pigeons at the Supreme Court until then. Apparently the other birds had started to pick on her. So for the past 6 months or so, I've been caring for her in my office at the yard. I see. If anything happened to that bird, just imagine. No pay and no time off for the rest of my career. Mark my words, that's what's gonna happen. That's why well... Put the victim's dying words, Inspector. Court heard earlier that Madame Rosie spoke the name of her assailant on her deathbed. That rotter Sholmes will be the death of me. That's what parakeets repeat. Indeed, she did. I don't call for it, wouldn't you agree? Those words are your true feelings, are they not, Inspector? Eric. Clearly you speak of me often in your office at the yard. In this disparaging manner. And that the merry parakeet took much delight in mimicking. Well, come on. I mean, have you read this month's edition of Rants Magazine, eh? I'm... Sorry! This is all absolutely true? He's just left speechless. What a wacky case. Oh, it was a dream! Is that the wrong Lord Von Zeeks? Oh, that's funny. Huh? No, nothing. I almost drifted off for a moment there. It's hard not to drift off when you've been kept waiting 3 hours already. I wonder if we'll manage to meet with Lord Strongheart at all today. We have to deliver the report on the Windabank case he asked for on another day. Tell me, Inspector, what became of that bird? Ah, Madame Rosie, you mean? She had no escape, but she's still alive. I delivered her back here not long ago, actually, on Lord Strongheart's orders. He's hoping the pigeons will accept her now. It was something of a shock to hear that she'd been crushed in the doorway of your office. Actually, so we were all under the misapprehension that Madame Rosie was a person. Sorry about that. It was Lord Strongheart's demand that... Ah, good, you're here. So wait, it actually happened? I apologize for my tardiness. I'm exactly 3 hours, 24 minutes, and 57 seconds late. Oh no, my lord! No, please don't trouble yourself. I think it's a great pleasure to stand here doing nothing for hours on end. Heartening. So, let's hear it then. Your report. Windabank trials concluded. Windabank trials concluded, but this is far from over. It seems the dark Far Eastern lawyer and I have some shared destiny. We'll meet again, that I have no doubt. Did you see that, Wolven Six? Did you? Madame Rosie went flying up among the pigeons there, happy as Larry she was. Really, Inspector? You must be relieved. Ah, so yeah, this was like the last thing you do before the second game really starts. More foreshadowing. And that is all the escapades. Well, I could eventually go for some trophies on my own, but I'm not gonna do that on stream. Cause that'll be kind of a very chill, there wouldn't really be much going on besides trying to figure out where I'm missing stuff. So, I'll just leave it here. We are officially done with We're officially done with the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, finally! I probably took way too long to finish this, but we are done! New game next week. So have a good night, everyone. Hope you have a lovely rest of your night. Triangle strategy tomorrow. See how that goes. Bye bye. Take care. Blah.